Hi, boys and girls. Today, you're going to be listening to parts of this book called Polar Lands by Margaret Hines. This book is a non-fiction book, and it tells about the coldest places on Earth. Today, you will listen to several pages that tell where the polar lands are located and what they are like. Here is the title page, Polar Lands by Margaret Hines. Here is the table of contents that tell you all the main topics and the pages that they can be found on. Ends of the Earth. The polar lands are found at the opposite ends of the world, in the far north and south, around the poles. They are the coldest and windiest places on Earth. Frozen landscape. It is so cold in the polar regions that the land and water stay frozen for most of the year. Polar animals need to be very tough to survive these conditions. Arctic. The Arctic surrounds the North Pole. It is made up of the Arctic Ocean and the treeless lands around it, called the tundra. The Antarctic. The Antarctic surrounds the South Pole. It is made up of a continent called Antarctica and the Southern Ocean around it. Light and dark. The polar lands are unique places during the long, harsh winters. It is dark almost the whole day. In the summer, the sun does not set for weeks on end, lighting the way. In the summer, the sun dips in the sky at night, but it still lights up the land. Even though it is past midnight, these people can find their way home. Strange lights. Near the poles, the night skies are sometimes filled with glorious light shows. These spectacular natural displays are called auroras, or the northern and southern lights. Summer squirreling. This ground squirrel survives the winter by hibernating. In the summer, it makes the most of the constant daylight to gather a supply of food for the next winter. Boys and girls, what are some interesting things you learned about the polar lands today? What I would like you to do is to go back to the Google document, and I'd like you to click on the notebook. That will take you to my chart where I listed interesting facts about the polar lands. Once you've read through my chart, you'll return to the Google slide, go to the next slide where you'll see your Day 15 Writer's Notebook. And for today, you're going to write at least 3 questions you have about the polar lands. I want you to think about, what questions do you have about the polar lands? What would you like to know about the animals that live there?